In chapter 2696, Carrie, still reeling from her earlier encounter, asked Mr. Lab why he was targeting the adopted son of the eldest mistress of the Johnson family in Annenberg instead of seeking local assistance. She pointed out the considerable distance between Wilspun and Annenberg, questioning the efficacy of his plan since Serenity and the eldest young lady of the Johnson family rarely met despite their close relationship. Mr. Lab sighed, acknowledging the complexities. In Annenberg, they had been unable to gather any information about Titus, the adopted son of Ben and Jane. Titus's appearance was unknown to outsiders, and he rarely stayed in Annenberg, making him an elusive target. The Johnson family was heavily guarded by the Houston family, and their connections with the influential Lafayette family in Mid Spring further complicated matters. Additionally, the fourth young lady of the Johnson family was a disciple of a miracle doctor, adding another layer of protection. Ben Johnson had recently discovered someone investigating the background of Titus, leading to the loss of all leads on the boy. He revealed that he had recently learned of the friendship between Sony and Titus. Recognizing their similar ages, he saw an opportunity in their bond. His expertise in abduction led him to consider targeting Serenity to eventually kidnap Titus. He needed to verify if Titus was the person they had been seeking and uncover the location of a significant totem. Explaining further, he mentioned Jane's origins from the powerful Lafayette family in Mid Spring. He acknowledged the difficulty of directly targeting Titus due to the formidable influence of the Lafayette family and the mysterious figures supporting the Johnson family. His goal was to kidnap Titus without provoking direct conflict. However, Carrie was skeptical. She pointed out that Serenity, despite not judging friends by their family backgrounds, had a strong support network and discerning nature. Her intense hatred for Serenity made her doubt her ability to form a convincing friendship with her. She feared she might lose control and harm her, thwarting their plans. Mr. Lab proposed an alternative focus, targeting Sony. He explained that even if Carrie couldn't gain Serenity's trust, forming a friendship with Sony could grant her frequent access to Serenity's home, thereby providing opportunities to encounter Titus. Carrie noted that Sony, now 3 or 4 years old, had recently started kindergarten, reducing the likelihood of immediate contact with Titus. Mr. Lab acknowledged this challenge but emphasized the long term nature of their plan, which could take years to unfold. Carrie, having no choice but to comply, reluctantly agreed to Mr. Lab's scheme. She demanded that once their mission was accomplished, she would receive everything from the Newman family, asserting her right as her parents' most beloved child. Mr. Lab assured her, promising to hand over Cameron to her as a reward, allowing her to exact her vengeance. Carrie, consumed by bitterness, imagined the day when she could make Cameron suffer. She envisioned her begging for mercy, a scenario that filled her with cruel satisfaction. The hatred she harbored for Serenity and Cameron stemmed from her belief that they had destroyed her life, turning her from a privileged young lady into a mistress for the ruthless Mr. Lab. Reflecting on her past and the drastic changes in her life, she felt a burning desire for retribution. She believed that if it were not for Serenity and Cameron, her parents would not have ended up in prison, and her life would not have spiraled into its current state of despair. Mr. Lab, sharing a similar sentiment, believed in the saying that revenge is a dish best served cold, indicating his willingness to wait as long as necessary to see his plans come to fruition. Carrie, now fully on board with Mr. Lab's nefarious plan, vowed to endure and bide her time until the day she could reclaim her lost status and exact her revenge on those she blamed for her downfall.